Hey y'all, good morning. Happy Easter Sunday, or as I like to call it, Resurrection Sunday. I'm so thankful that Jesus came and died for our sins and was raised from the dead. It's just miraculous. It's just incredible that he would love us so much that he would come and die for us to pay for our sins as the perfect sacrifice once and for all, for everyone. And I can tell you unequivocally that he loves you and that he died for you also. And I'm so thankful to be saved and to know that one day I will be with him in heaven. And I'm just, this day, I like to celebrate it every day. But I love that Easter and the resurrection happened during the spring, because isn't that just so fitting? I don't think that's a coincidence that that's the way God planned it, because the spring is when all new life seems to begin. And I'm so thankful. So I just wanted to tell y'all about that, and I want to show y'all around the garden today. Last night it rained. I think we got several inches of rain, and I am very thankful for it, because everything needed a deep drink. And I'm sure it's just going to explode in growth now that it's gotten something to drink. The Cecile Bruner roses are starting to pop, but not as much as I expected. But they just smell so good. Just, is that not beautiful? There. Oh, wait, let's see if I can get a little bud. There we go. Lovely. I'm just going to show y'all the growth on this cup and saucer vine. It's got a little tendril. It's reaching out. I can hear the bees already buzzing around the plants. I've got honeybees. I think the Gulf State Park, which is not really far from here, I think they have some hives there, and the honeybees make their way over here. Look at this. The Achillea is blooming. Isn't that lovely, lovely yellow? And I was going to show y'all the roses. Oh, they are just making me so happy. This is Summer Romance. The lighting's kind of weird on that, but I love the combination of the Agastache and the Summer Romance, purple and pink. Oof. So lovely. I'm going to show y'all this. This is Big Mama, and you can see why it would be called this, because it's so huge. Lovely. Don't you love the red of the new growth on roses? That maroon color is so pretty. The passion vine, it had a bunch of blooms on it, but now you can see that they've all closed up and they're dropping off, but I've got more coming, so that's gonna be good. And I gotta show y'all this Sweet Spirit rose right here. Oh gosh. I think it was Sarah Raven that said to grow salvia with roses. Salvia has kind of a sulfury kind of scent to it, and I think it's supposedly helps to ward off some sort of something that affects roses. But that's Sweet Spirit. Everything's just starting to explode with growth. I don't know if these things are going to get big or not. They may end up being kind of overshadowed by the Agastache and the roses. We'll see. Because I do want this spot right here to get kind of fluffy and tall, and it will, because I was going to show you this. See that Mexican bush sage? That thing will grow gigantic. Oh, let me show you, because here I have some growing. There are about 5 growing right here, but one would have done. I just went a little crazy with it. Here is my table and chairs in the corner. I like to sit here early in the morning when the sun's coming up and it's not bright right there. Let me go down this path. I bought a bunch of things to redo these pots over here with, because the pansies really are about to go out. Oh, I left the sprinkler there. This is how I water the garden, with just a plain old-fashioned sprinkler. It is attached to a well water that we have, so it's not chlorinated. But I didn't get an opportunity to plant these things yesterday afternoon, so tomorrow I'm off and I'm going to plant these, and then I'll talk more about them next week, because this is my perennial bed. It's so surprising to me. Many of these things have just come back from the dead. This is a sun patient, and back in December it was huge. It was about 2.5 feet wide and about 2 feet tall, and then the frost got it. I had a, and I'm going to share it with you, I had a monarch caterpillar on this milkweed right here, but it has gone and made a chrysalis somewhere, and I have no idea where it is. So I'm going to have to do a thorough search in these pansies before I switch things out in these pots, because I don't want to throw the chrysalis away. But I'm going to tell you all about some things that I bought, and I'm going to show you what I did when I had to pull out the apple mint, because that was a disaster. And I bought something called Repel-Zol, and I sprinkled it around the perimeter. It didn't help, because I've definitely got some armadillo damage from last night. I'll show you what they do. Like, see at this base of this hydrangea, look, I don't know if you can tell, that's pretty much like 4 inches deep, and they dig right there on the edge of it, and so I've got to go and kick it and back flat and stomp it down. But oh, I want to show y'all my corn. I've also got a few little things right here that I'm just kind of letting grow a little bit bigger before I plant them out in the garden. This is another Dutchman's pipe vine, and that is a larval host plant for pipe vine swallowtails. These are milkweed seedlings, and then this is Stokes aster right here. That's going to have gorgeous purple blooms on it, and butterflies love it. And this is passion flower vine. I'm going to grow this one in the shade, because I've been told that zebra longwing butterflies like to lay eggs on passion vine that is in shade. And here's our corn. It is really growing well. I've tried growing corn at different times of the year, but the only corn that has ever been successful for me was the kind that I had planted late February or at the 1st of March. And I'll show you, I've got some blue butterfly pea vines growing. They won't overtake the corn. They not until after we've gotten to harvest it, and then they'll grow up the corn that's dried and just cover it up, and they'll be so successful that they'll just turn it down on itself, and it'll break off. But there are the peas. And now I'm going to show y'all the apple mint debacle. I went to Lowe's and Cornucopia today and got these plants. I thought I would show them to you before I start to disperse them throughout the garden, because they'll kind of disappear. And everything on the left right here is what I got at Lowe's. I was going to tell you all about them because some of them are interesting. I've never planted them before, and so I'm really excited about this. Is super blue. I don't know how to pronounce that. Lorope. They say it's a ground cover, and it's going to have blue flowers, so I'm going to put that in the perennial bed. I love the grassy texture. And then of course I got these light pink pentas. I'm going to show you the tags so you can see They call them Lucky Star Pentas, and they are my favorite shade of color, this pale pink. They'll grow, they can grow pretty big, about 2.5 feet tall, and about 2.5 feet wide. And here's something new that I've never planted before. It is a salvia, and it is called Sally Rosa April Night Salvia. It says it's a mounding salvia. I love the color on it. I got 3 of them. We'll see what we can do about putting those around. And then look at this verbena. Don't you love it with the white eyes? It's so pretty. I'm just going to show you. Here it is. It's called Empress Flare Verbena. It says it's trailing, so that's going to be interesting. See where I can put it. Now this right here is Coleus. I bought this last year and was so surprised at how well it did. And you can buy 4 of them for $3. I'm sad I only got 2 of these because I know I'm going to want more. But these things grew huge. They grew about 3 feet tall and about 3 feet wide. So I love the color, and I put them in kind of a shady / sunny spot actually. So I'm going to plant them in the same place that I did last year. I was hoping that they would survive, but they really did get cut down by the frost. And then I got some more Calibrachoa here. This one's, look at how sweet that is. It's like cherry eyed. Let's see. They call it Cali Cherry Blossom. So Calibrachoa, just love that. Isn't that lovely? And then I'm going to try some more lavender, different kinds. So far I've got 2 other kinds of lavender in the garden, and they haven't died yet. They also haven't bloomed, so I don't know how, but here's some lavender. Let's see what it's called. It is called Javelin Fort Deep Purple Lavender. So I love the blossom on it. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love the gray-green foliage of that. So I hope I can make it live. And then this is another kind of lavender. I like the light kind of foliage on that. And let's see, I got 2 of these, and they are, well, just plain old lavender. Let's see. Yeah, plain, it's just plain lavender. So let's see how that does. So all those things I got at Lowe's. I also got this at Lowe's. I was going to show y'all. I'm going to see if I can make this work. It's called Repels-All. And the first animal on the list that it supposedly repels, armadillos. So we'll see, because I'm about to lose it about these armadillos. They have been digging so much in the garden. So then at Cornucopia, I got some really cool things that I've wanted for a really long time. This is called Blue Chiffon Rose of Sharon, and it can grow about, I think they said 6 to 8 feet. So I'm going to put this in the perennial bed in the back. I already have a Rose of Sharon in that perennial bed, but when the deer were able to get to the yard, they ate the top off of all of it. So I thought it was dead, but it looks like it's coming back. So I've got one, and it's got kind of pink blossoms on it. But this is Texas sage. Is that not lovely? I'm thinking that the butterflies are gonna love that. And don't you just love like the silvery foliage with the purple? I mean, it's just gorgeous. And I don't know how to pronounce butterfly bush. I don't know if it's Buddleia or Buddleia, but I got this Nanho Blue butterfly bush. I've never grown butterfly bush before because I heard that they could be invasive. So I'm hoping that this one is sterile. I think that's what they're doing these days. They make them sterile so that they won't spread. But then here, Verbena bonariensis, meteor shower. I had some seeds and I threw them out and they never came up. So I'm really looking forward to growing this. I picked one that had
buds that were just about to open but haven't. Let's see if I can get in there where you can see it. But I'm sure if y'all watch Gardener's World, then you will have seen this because it seems to be in every English garden. And got a new salvia that I've never grown, and it's, let me find the thing so you can see it. It's called Rockin' Fuchsia, and there is a bloom on one of them. Let's see, where is it so you can see how pink it is? Well, that might be it, but Rockin' Fuchsia. Oh, it looks like it's going to be gorgeous, and I think it'll really go well with like the black and blue salvia. Then I think I've already got one that's kind of like this, but I don't think it's called this. This one's called Bright Lights Purple, and it's an Ostaspermum hybrid. But don't you love that flower? And here's one that may or may not be exactly like it because the color is a little bit different, but I think those will go well together. And don't you love this? It just looks like candy. Verbena. Verbena Sparkling Rose. I'm really excited about that. I think I might put that in a container. And these I've never grown before, but I love how sweet they are. Like, look at them like all together with this. They just brighten the space up. Everything. And I've seen them in other people's yards. Diamond Frost Euphorbia. That is pretty. That is just so airy and fun. And then, since I know what these do now, and they happen to have them, I have some of these already in the garden. Riviera Midnight Blue Lobelia. And I've got 15 of them here. So here's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping that I can plant all these along the edge of the flower bed and just have a solid line of this dark blue. And if I can keep the armadillos from digging everything up, then that may be possible. So here's all the goodies that I'm so excited about growing. This is the bed that I'm talking about when I call it, well, the perennial bed. This is where I'm about to plant stuff, and I wanted to show you why I'm going to pull up all of this apple mint, because it is scary in how prolifically it grows, and not just because it's filled in this bed, because I didn't mind that, but the way it sends runners, they are super strong and like super vigorous. I mean, way more than I ever wanted them to be. So I'm going to show you kind of close up of me ripping some out so you can see what they're doing. I've got a bunch of this apple mint growing on this little sunny corner underneath the orange tree. And I think I'd rather use this space to grow something more useful, like I think like basil. So I'm going to show you how this stuff is growing so you can see how crazy it is when you want to pull it up. Look at that. Do you see how thick this is? See how thick and it's growing up into the grass. I mean, under the grass it grows like, I wanted to show you. Yeah, look at that. Do you see that? That is just, and it's growing like, the roots are growing through some of my other plants that I have. And I just don't want to disturb all my plants just to rip this out. So apple mint, grow it in a pot. Learn from me. Because here's the bed with the apple mint in it. And look, I'm looking about 2 feet out from the bed. And right here, there is some growing. And if I just pull it, it's just going to pop out like that. And it's not going to come out all the way, and those roots are going to stay. And oh, look how, do you see how thick that is? It's super thick and healthy, very bad. This whole wheelbarrow is full of apple mint. One plant that I bought 2 years ago, and I made a huge mistake of planting it in the yard, and it is frighteningly prolific. Do you see this? This thing will snake itself under the ground. It can go 5, 6, 7 inches under the ground, and come out in your grass, in your yard. This is where I had let it grow, right here. And then it was growing under the orange tree, and it had grown through there. And if you remember, it was all in here, and I thought it was so pretty and so cute, but actually this is the most frightening plant I have ever dealt with. I'm actually frightened of it because it had come all the way under my plants, and it was over here. I practically had to rip some plants up just to get it out because the roots had entwined themselves in the other plants. And where it started, where I had planted it from being in a pot, had been right here. It had spread all the way across, and I don't think I've even gotten it all. I think there's probably still root in there somewhere, and I guess I'm going to have to battle it for a while. But seriously, that is a frightening plant. Do not plant that in your yard. Don't do it. I just want to make sure that you see what I'm talking about. This is apple mint. Don't plant it in your yard. Do not do it. You will regret it. Look at this summer romance rose. Look at the gorgeousness. Oh, can't stand it. It's just so beautiful. And look at it with the agastache. Ah. And this is Sweet Spirit. And look at that. Oh. And not only is it beautiful, but it smells incredible. And this is Sweet Afton. It's about to go over, but look how large it is, and it also has a very sweet smell. Here's a big mama rose. So lovely. Look at this beauty that I just found under the lemon tree. He's probably hunting. Isn't he adorable though? He surprised me.
Thank y'all so much for coming along with me in my garden. I'm so excited to hear about what y'all are doing in your gardens. And y'all have an awesome day. See you next week. Bye.